People, what's up? Top of the top. It is Thursday, October 2nd, and I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ because with him all things is possible. Good morning to everybody out there moving on this Thursday. Wherever it is that you are going, where you need to be, please arrive there safe, no matter where it is. Coming from an airport, going to an airport, wherever it is, you need to be get there safe. Y'all know it already. And don't hurt anyone in the process of you getting somewhere because you're late. That is your problem. I hope everybody's feeling blessed and appreciated and thankful for seeing another day and knowing with him all things is possible. Happy Throwback Thursday, y'all. It's already the second already. Jesus, man, I'm telling you, this 2025 is moving. But I want to say I hope everybody out there is feeling good. I hope everybody's feeling alive, no matter what you're feeling and going through. And safe as always. Appreciate everybody has been subscribing, everybody who's been listening, everybody who's been coming in for the morning chop ups. I appreciate all y'all. When I say that, I really mean it because you guys have really been tuning in. Some have been actually staying to the end, and even the ones who have not, even if you come in and peak, uh, I appreciate y'all. Um, we're gonna be back. Now, I just want to let everybody know, even though it's Throwback Thursday, later on we're gonna come back and talk about Ernie Schaefer's. But for now, we're just gonna chop it up. Um, I got some things I need to talk about. Um, because that's what the chop ups is for, right? So let's get into it. So for my newcomers, my regulars, right? If you've been here before, first time, or if you're always here, everybody, welcome to the No Doug Zone podcast. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and tell somebody that you may know, so they could tell somebody that they know. This is one of the best damn places to come to for morning conversations. Um, Yesterday I had an interesting day. I should say last night. I went out, kicked it with my wife, my cousin, and her man. And you know the funny thing about men, what's going on, eh? What's going on, Josh? The funny thing about us, we don't have much patience when it comes to waiting for something. And I'm standing outside and I'm waiting for my cousin and her man to arrive. We have been waiting for some time. And I'm just like, all right, I don't know about y'all, but with me, we have to have patience for certain things in life. But when it comes to going out to eat, patience is not my best friend. Me and patience don't get along. I don't even want patience talking to me. Not when it comes to going out to eat. And I'm sitting there like, okay. And it's getting cool in New York now, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm standing actually. I'm not sitting and I'm standing and I'm just like, see, this is the reasons why I stay home. And that's just me. I mean, I know a lot of y'all be like, you gotta have patience, but with me, man, patience is like, and my wife is looking at me like, oh God, he's about to start his bullshit. I'm like, yeah, I am because you know me already. I'm a type of guy where if we're not getting in there to eat, like I never go to a place that tells me it's a 30 to 45-minute wait. No matter how good the food is, I'm not waiting. Clarence does not wait on nothing or nobody. I'm the type, if you tell me that it's a 30 or 45-minute wait, we either got to find where the next spot is at, or I'm simple. I'll go get me two pieces of chicken with a freaking biscuit. I don't care. It looks crazy, but I'm just not the guy who's going to wait all day. And that's even if it's family going out, I'm not waiting no 30 to 45 minutes. Not to eat. Like it's not that. No matter how good the food is, it's not that serious. So for me, yesterday I was on chill mode. I was actually watching the fight yesterday, y'all. If a lot of y'all find me on Instagram, I even posted it. I was watching the fight. Um, Amir Khan Promotions and um, Marcus Brown was on there, so I got to see maybe the first round of that shit. Then that was it. Especially when a boxing match is on. If a boxing match comes on, unless I really don't care about who it is, um, I don't never like my time to be disrupted. So when it's disrupted and I have to miss something, I'm kind of pissed. I don't like it. Wifey be wanting to wait and my high ass be ready to move to the next restaurant. Yeah, Josh, I can't do it, bro. I'm not waiting no 30 to 45 minutes. I think I've done it before, but I think I've gotten to a point where I go, I can't do it. I can't. I can't say it's a man thing because I've seen some females flip out over it too. But one thing about me, I'm not doing it, bro. Like, if you come to New York and we go out to eat and I go, yo, we all gonna go out and believe me, I'm not going nowhere where it's 30 to 45 minutes, man. I'd rather go have it set up already where I'm just like, yo, we coming in, we need a reserved table of 10 or 20. That's why some people reserve it because they're all coming in waiting. You know, I just can't, Josh. It's like, so last night I felt myself losing a lot of patience that I was like, yo, all right now, God damn it. Because that's the type of person I'm one of those. All right now, God damn it. Like even when you reserve a table, you can reserve a table with 10. If only 6 or 7 people show up, they don't be want to sit you down until all 10 of those people are there. That shit pisses me off. So now you get mad at the other 3 people who's running late, or you see one come in, so that makes 8. And now you like, damn, where's the other 2? I hate that. I hate it. That's why having stuff reserved and having people sit there, I'm not really too crazy about that neither. Cause I don't like I said, if you have a table reserved of 20 and only 15, 16 walk in, they don't want to sit you down to eat. And that shit could be the worst. It could be the worst. If you go to Texas Roadhouse, you will get full of bread. Yeah, you will. I was at Dallas BBQs. Dallas BBQs is popular. I haven't went to Dallas BBQs since me and my wife. I think the last time we went was a minute ago. Um, and I'm not very picky about where I eat, but I'm very picky about where I go to eat. As far as the area, sometimes. But I had a good time. Me, I just don't have no patience for waiting, man. And I think there's certain things we do have patience for. We make what we want to have patience for. You know what I mean, Josh? Chat, if y'all can relate to what I'm talking about, we make patience for what we want to wait for. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Welcome. We make patience for it. So, and then there's certain things we just be like, nah, we can't do it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We make patience for what we want to make patience for. And then when I'm eating somewhere, it depends on where I'm eating at. Like it might not be the restaurant necessarily that bother me, but it might be the area. Or if it's not the area that bothers me, I just might want to go out far to eat. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like because I'm from the hood, I gotta eat in the hood. There's no such thing. You know what I'm saying? You gotta expand because especially in a city like New York, there's a lot of restaurants out here. Underrated one, the number one grinder, the best kept secret of social media, my Brooklyn brother. Yo, I'm sorry about that live yesterday. I know you went live yesterday morning. I got caught up in charging my damn phone up. My phone was bugging yesterday, man. I don't know. These phones got a mind of their own. They really do. And these chargers, if you're not careful with these damn chargers, these chargers will stop working on you. But So anyway, we at the Dallas BBQs, and my wife orders what she orders. I order what I order, and then we had the little sippy sip, which them damn drinks, will put you on your ass if you're not careful. So I had me a nice little buzz, but woke the body there good. But patience is something that I always say we have to have patience for certain things. One thing I'm gonna tell y'all, so y'all know about me personally. One thing y'all need to know about me personally, when it comes to eating, oh, don't talk to me about having patience. It's not happening. You might as well be talking to a damn wall. Not me. Not me. Over on Fordham, like at the end of Fordham, going into like Dykeman, that one been there for years. It used to be Jimmy's Cafe, but that was years ago. That's where all the rappers used to go. Yeah. Um, I've been to that one a couple times. It's pretty legit. And so it's just been a while since I had been to that one. The last time me and Tiff went through there was during COVID, where nobody was sitting down, and all you was doing is getting your food and leaving out. So yeah, that was, I think, yeah, during 20. It was during COVID when that happened. So that was probably the last time we and her had been in there to that one. But we usually go to the one around our way, Broadway. That's the one I like. I like that one better. We didn't like the service we got last night. I ain't gonna speak about it, but I just tell you, y'all, there's a lot of people who think they could just come from other places, don't be from here, and then when it come to prices, they think they could jerk you. This is why I tell my people every day, we got to get it together. Erica, good morning, good morning, welcome, welcome. I always say we have to get it together because you go to these places and you don't see people that look like you. But when you went there before, you had people that look like you, and you go back, and then it looks totally different. And now you're trying to figure out what happened. A lot of people are starting to come and take up our space. And I hate to say that because everybody deserves the opportunity to come here to be something, to better their families. Remember, I used the word better yesterday. Um, but there's going to be some people who's trying to remove us that don't want to see us in certain positions. And we have to stop allowing that. This is why it's important that our brothers and sisters stick together. It's very important because while we are being ignorant and going back and forth on social media or worrying about what somebody else got going on in their life, we got people slowly moving in and taking over and really being about their money, even though they try to jip people, but they really being about their money. But I enjoyed it yesterday, and I came back super buzzed and went to sleep because I knew I had to get up and do the show in the morning. Because one thing I don't want to do is miss doing this show. Um, this show is necessary. My channel is necessary. And when it's not necessary to anybody, then there's other channels for you to go to. How can I? How can I? You know what? Leave it right there. I'm not gonna do all that. So I realize that sometimes as men we have to have patience, and I've spoke about patience before, but it's different when you talk about going to eat, man. I'm a whole different type of animal when it's time to go out and eat. I'm a whole different type of person. When I go out to eat, I'm not no Doug Zone. When I go out to eat, I'm Clarence, and that's a dude you do not want to try when it comes to eating. You're not gonna win. And I get so disrespectful with it that it'll make people not want to go out with me. And it's cool because if your stomach is hungry and you're hungry, you can't hold your hunger or put your hunger on pause because somebody else saying that they waiting and they hungry too. I don't give a shit. Your stomach and my stomach ain't got nothing to do with each other. I'm on demon time. I swear to God, y'all Sanders. I don't care if I'm with my wife's family or if I'm with my family. I'm on demon time. I look like homeboy from Tales from the Hood, the one who played the devil. Rest in peace. What was his? I think his name was the same name as me, Clarence. That's who I get. Welcome to hell. That's who I am. I swear. Whenever you see that shit, think of me, because that's the type of time that I'm on when it's time to eat. Go ahead and tell me that I gotta wait, or you could wait. All the rest of us is waiting. Go ahead and tell me that and see how I act. Now, if I'm standing there and I'm actually waiting, maybe it's because I'm not that hungry and I'm building up an appetite. But if I just so happen to walk in and I smell food, everybody's eating, you hear the damn forks pressing up against each other and all this, you see people, you see the waitresses carrying the food. Like, nah, you ain't gonna tell me to chill. If McDonald's give her cold fries, well, first of all, we don't even play that as people. We don't play that cold fry shit. I worked at McDonald's for 2 years in my life, and I never played it. You know how I? You know what? This is the thing in life, right, y'all? Everybody that's listening, you have to serve people the way you would want to be served. Does that make sense? If that makes sense to any of y'all, you have to serve people the way you want to be served. So when I worked at McDonald's, nobody ever got cold fries when I gave it because I would serve them the way I would want to be served because I never wanted no cold fries. You have to serve people the way you want to be served. And a lot of people don't understand that. You know, we got a lot of people in this world who just want to get the money. They don't care. The hospitality, and I always say this, and that's the word of the day, hospitality. Hospitality is very important. It's very important. I always mention that when you own a business, even when you own a boxing gym, hospitality is very important because in order to get people to come to your gym to spend money, it ain't just working out. People are coming to spend money. When people come to a restaurant, they don't just come, they come to spend money. Yeah, they're gonna eat, they're gonna drink, but they're coming to spend money. And what would it be like if your hospitality is rude? If your employees are rude? If the managers is rude? Not the owner, but the manager. And if the owner has to get up out his bed or whatever he's at and he has to come, somebody else is gonna be fired. So hospitality is always important. So you got to serve people the way you will want to be served. Um, and I'm big on that because I'm learning about being a boss. I have things that I want to do, and I'm realizing that okay, you're not really a big people's person. Depends on what kind of people we talking about here. But at some point, when I open up my gym, that's what I have to keep in mind. That okay, the hospitality is very important, and without that, you're not gonna go far. And then you can't. And hospitality means you're not gonna always be nice to people because sometimes people are gonna be rude, and you got to put them in their place. We understand that part, but at the same time, it's got to be some type of structure because we live in a world now where, like I said, I don't know what city or state y'all live in, but you live in places where you got people who are not from where you are from or not from here. Period, and come and treat you as if you don't belong here. Have y'all experienced that? And you go look and you go, wait a minute, hold on now. I was born and raised here. Or what about how we treat each other? And I'm like, wait a minute, man, you talking to another brother? What seems to be the issue? Every day I see that, and it's crazy. I was telling my cousin as we were sitting down eating, I'm like, we came a long way from what we see today. Because a lot of shit that you see today wouldn't have flew by 25, 30 years ago. See, everything that's happening in the world that you've been seeing the last couple of years is not just happening. You got the powers that be that allow a lot of shit to happen. Nothing can go on in this world really unless the powers that be uh okay it and let it happen because they think they're doing people a favor, but they're really not. And it's only going to get worse in this world. It's going to get much worse. Trust me. It's not even about thinking negative. It's about what you see. It's only going to get worse in this world. You ever know somebody who go out for a job and it's hard to get it, not because they're not trying hard enough, but because of what their skin color is. You know what it feels like to go turn in the application and the look that you might get, but then when you start looking around at what the other employees look like at the job, and it's like, yeah, they're not gonna they're not gonna call me. They're gonna put my application straight in the garbage. That's probably the most disgusting and scariest feeling to ever feel. And we got people who face that every day, who actually get up and say, "Hey, I'm gonna go look for a job. All I'm looking for is an opportunity." Remember, that was one of my words of the day: is the opportunity. That's all you need is the opportunity to show what you can do. And because of your skin color, or because the history of us and how we act after we get fired, or what we do on the job is, oh, we can never hire them. We can never hire them, which it's not fair, but that's how it is sometimes. That's why it's really important for us to start focusing on working for ourselves. Now, some people can't just jump out there and work for themselves because even with that, um, it still takes money to do whatever it is that you're trying to do, even with working for yourself. But at some point, it's important for us to say, "Fuck these jobs. Let me do something that I get up and I'll feel good about, and not always worry about, oh, this job, they give you vacations, you get this, you get that. I mean, all that is cool, but can you imagine having something that you do that you build from scratch where you make your own vacations? Now, of course, that's easier said than done, but I'm not saying in the beginning, but eventually you make your own vacation, you make your own schedule, you make your own days when you want to get up and go make money, opposed to you having a time you have to be to work. I look at a lot of things in this country and I'll go, we won't make it and we won't get anywhere if we just continue to complain about the same thing, steady us coming up with a solution and saying, you know what, from this day on, I'm gonna make my own rules. I want to make my own vacations. I don't want to have to worry about a schedule. So if I'm not at work, I don't have to worry about a supervisor calling me saying, "Why are you not here?" Now I know it's impossible for everybody to do that. It's impossible. Um, and for some people, That's too much work. Some people are like, nah, I don't want to work for myself because they feel, hey, some people want to be able to say they work for this company. They did this, they did that. And and that's cool. Not knocking nobody for it. Um, and then, a lot of things, like I said, it takes patience and a lot of things take time. But it's scary to know that when you walk out there in the world, there may not be nothing out there for you. Y'all ever felt like that? Or did everybody just always have confidence that you walk out there and there may not be nothing out there for you? So now, whatever opportunity you want or whatever you're going for, you're not going to get it. So now you got to create your own opportunity. Because to be honest with you, let's just be real, y'all. Nobody wants to walk out there in the world and feel like nothing's out there for them. That's the most scariest thing in the world. So now you got to create your own opportunity. Okay, they're not going to let me in. I got to go do my own thing then. That shit is scary as fuck, man. And that can overwhelm people and put people in a space where they just feel like they have no hope. Because I got days where it's like that with me, where it's no hope. And then I tell myself, you know what? You got to think better than that. You're going to have to go out there and do whatever it is that you got to do. Because at the same time, like I always say, we live in a world that don't give a shit about us. So if the world doesn't give a shit about us, we have to care for ourselves because it's only going to get scarier. Like, listen, check this out, right? We could sit here for the next 10 years of our life and argue about who's the president, who's the mayor, who's the governor, who's doing this and that, but it don't change anything. But anything, it just gets more, the world gets more chaotic. Every time when we think that shit is going to calm down, shit gets 10 times worse. And I feel sorry for the younger generation who sometimes they don't understand and some of the shit that goes on could affect them, could affect their future. These are just stuff that I'll be thinking about, y'all, when I'm sitting around the house. I'm not trying to bore nobody this morning, but this is just certain shit that I think about. This is why I created the morning choppers for shit that be on my mind. I think about all this. And I think about how much longer we gonna go on in the world complaining about some shit that it's not gonna change. If we want any change, we gotta become that. But once again, I know it's easier said than done because now you're looking at it like I'm trying to get out there to do this, but it's not working. I see that it's not working, and then I go, you know what? I gotta get out there and just create my own opportunity to do whatever it is that I want to do. But once again, it could mentally and physically um, stress you out, and nobody wants to walk around feeling like they don't have no hope. Like I said, I got patience for stuff. It's just one main thing I don't have patience, but two things I don't have patience for: waiting to go eat in a restaurant, and I don't have patience for stupidity. That's the one thing I hate. But the other thing, everything else, um, certain things don't require patience. Certain things you just, it's like, yo, I need this and I need this now, and if I wait any longer for it, it might not be here for me. So I need to go get this now. I know everybody who's out there, y'all could put up a front like y'all don't go through that and life is great and because y'all don't want people to really see what you're going through. But believe me, even if you have a job and you feel like I got a house, I got an apartment, everything is good, there's something in you that you're not satisfied with. and you don't know how to deal with it. And you're asking God to give you the strength to get through it. Because you could be at a breaking point where you just say, fuck it, man. The next best thing I could do is crash out. BBO Sports TV, my brother. Go subscribe to my brother BBO Sports TV. BBO, drop your link. Underrated, you drop your link. Josh Sanders, I hope to see you drop a link one day, my good man. So a lot of this that I'm talking about is it seems to be a lot. It's a lot because it seems like it doesn't matter what you say, what you do, how much you accomplish. It's always going to be something that's going to try to block you from what it is that you're trying to do or what you're trying to be. And the answers to that is we got to keep going. We got to keep going. We got to keep fighting a good fight. We can't be allowed to live in a world that not only the higher power, the people that don't care, but not the higher power, but the people, the powers that be don't care about us, but we can't allow them to bring people from other places and other states to move into where you're at and treat you like you're nobody and they don't care about you. They want to be in your world. They want to be around where you at, but don't want no parts of you. We have to deal with that enough from people that's from right here. We don't need that from people coming from other places. We don't need that. And they see that. Because they say that America is the land of opportunity. When they say the land of opportunity, they never said they were giving you an opportunity. Sometimes you're gonna have to go out there and create an opportunity. Told y'all this ain't like 25, 30 years ago. You got to go create an opportunity. It's scary because when that doesn't work out, now you find yourself in a position doing stuff to make ends meet, or you just finding stuff to make $1 that it might not be the appropriate way, but you have to survive. So when I look at all this and I go, you got to take a chance. You ever look at some of the most successful people, y'all? The most successful people, and I believe I brought this up before a while ago on my show, but the most successful people are people who took chances. They've took chances where people have looked at them and go, don't do that. Don't do that. That's not going to work for you, bro. You're going to blow your opportunity. But they went and did it and was successful. And that's probably what we're going to have to do. Unless you just find the way your life is and you don't want to create no opportunity. If you're just fine where you at and you saying to yourself, I have no worries, and some of y'all may not have no worries. Some of y'all might be exactly where you want to be. That's cool. But make sure you share some information so somebody can get to where they gotta go. That's why sharing information ain't never been a problem for me. I dare somebody out there to tell y'all he's selfish. I'm selfish depends on what you're talking about. But when it comes to information, I have no problem with it. And I share with everybody. When it comes to coaches and fighters, anybody, I share information all the time, man. It's up to you to do what you do with the information. Stop being afraid of worrying about somebody getting ahead of you. Because even though we all was put on this earth, we all wasn't put here to move at the same time. Some move faster, some move slow. Some opportunities were created for some people. Some people went and got the opportunity. Some people just probably lucked up. But this is not a fucking race where we're competing, because like I said, you have people coming from other states and other countries that's whooping our ass when it comes to success. Somebody walks into your city the first day, they making money, while we still trying to sit here and figure out how to make a damn dollar. But we so mad at watching them get money, where if we will come together to do some shit, we will be way more successful. And it's disgusting because we constantly get mad at it, but getting mad at it is not going to change anything. These are just things that I always sit and I get to reflect on and think about, because if I never would talk about any of these things, believe me, y'all, it would drive me fucking crazy. That's why I tell you I don't care about no having a whole bunch of subscribers and views, because I'm not here for that, man. This is actually my therapy, and I love talking to y'all, man. Even if people are not interested in what I'm saying, I get to talk and get shit off my chest, man. Because sometimes I be super worried when it comes to financial. I be super worried that, hey, man, when the time comes, I never want my wife to leave here before me. I'd be super worried sometimes about if me and my sons will ever have the relationship that I want us to have. But you got to be careful to not let those worries fuck with your mental, where it puts you in a space and place where there's no coming back from it. Remember, I spoke to y'all about this before a couple of videos ago. If you're not careful, your mental will challenge you. Your mental will put you in an uncomfortable place where there's no coming back. And the no coming back is you so far out and you're thinking about so much that it leads to you doing drugs. And once you touch that, it's over. Now you out here tripping. Because everybody you see on the streets that's homeless is not because they just homeless. Sometimes it's drugs led to that. Everybody didn't end up homeless because they got thrown out their house. So when I'm seeing stuff on the streets and I go, okay, I could talk about that in my show. I could talk about this. I could talk about that. I could talk about how I felt. These conversations, these chop ups, rather if y'all want to hear it or not, are real. See, because what I'm not doing on here is what you see all the stuff on TV, or what you see on these other channels, or what you hear on these radio stations when they be gossiping, and the shit that they gossiping about is nothing that we could benefit from in this country. It just be a whole bunch of bullshit. A bunch of dudes talking like a bunch of females. But they'll try to convince you that, hey, this is what's going on in the world, so this is what we got to talk about. But really, what they're saying is this is what brings views. That's why a lot of this shit don't matter to me. A lot of shit that y'all care about, I could care less about. 'Cause sometimes no Duck Zone doesn't even know if he's gonna make it through the goddamn day, because that's how real it is out here. You can only pray and hope that you make it through the day. Pray and hope that you make it through life. Um, Pray and hope that you never get that phone call that something has happened. Like, I don't know none of y'all on here, but the ones I do know on here, but rather if I know you or not, I got 700 and something subscribers, and I know a lot of people. I never want to get a phone call or text message about none of y'all. Because I told you, once you enter over here and you stay loyal to over here, you become No Doug Zone family. So I never want to have to get that phone call from none of you. Your family members, I don't want to have to read it on social media, none of that. Because that shit would that would mess with my mental. And this is, and for any, hey, check this out, right? For anybody out there, go ahead and start your channel. Start your channel. Don't let your channel start you. If that makes sense to anybody, start your channel, which means don't be out here just finding anything and every little thing to talk about. Let your channel, let your channel be your therapy. I mean, if you're not looking to do that, then okay, cool, whatever. But for anybody who's going through something challenging, that just whatever you got on your mind, this was the best thing they ever could have came up with. Like, check this out, right? We always say how, like and I've said this before, for the people who probably never heard me say it. This the only reason why I'm saying it again is that they always say social media is bad. I go, social media is not bad. It's the people that's on social media. What you make YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram is what you make it. It's not the people who started it. It's you. So if we're on here, we're all just pushing negativity. What's gonna happen? If we're all on here just inviting each other to each other's Frank stand, what's gonna happen? If we all here bad mouthing fighters, if we bad mouthing this person, that person, I mean, what did we expect to happen? I mean, you don't have to bad mouth anybody to for somebody to want to do something to you. Some people just want to do something to you just to do it. They don't like what you said. Sometimes the truth hurts. Don't set you free, but it hurts. When I first signed up for this, I said to myself I was ready for any consequences that had came with this YouTube shit, because I already was seeing the outrageous behavior of people. And I said, okay, this is what you want to be a part of? Okay, well, there's no way you're going to be able to stay out of the way, because there's always going to be something that's going to get in your way that's going to try to stop you from what it is that you're doing. And I realized that. But everything that I was just telling y'all just now is real life. See, a man is not going to want to get on here and express how he really feels, because men, we supposed to be tough. So if you ever emotional or you signing it, if you showing any signs of weakness, you're not a man. But I tell you what, for any dude out there that's feeling some kind of way, if you're not addressing how you feel, if you're not expressing, it's not about letting the world know your business, because you already let the world know your business when you be doing the dumb shit. So you're gonna let the world know when you're on social media crashing out. You're already letting them know, but then when you really feel some way, you want to keep it private. That don't make sense. Once you get on social media, no matter what platform it is, you're already letting the world know your business anyway. Rather if it's good or bad, but I prefer the good. A little bit with the bad too. But it's not really bad when you're expressing yourself and you're talking to your viewers. Because your viewers are not just your viewers. They become family until they decide they don't want to be family anymore, then they can go elsewhere. So when you guys go, I want to know about Clarence. I don't want to know about No Doug Zone. You can tell me about No Doug Zone later. I want to know about Clarence. Well, I just told y'all about me. Because sometimes we don't say who we are. We want people to know the social media side of us. Sometimes we just want people to pay attention to our brand and that's it. But then sometimes people don't really know who you are because there's a picture painted about you that this is the person that you are. And people go, he can't be like this in real life. She can't be like this. Wait a minute. Some they adding up. How you act and the words that come out your mouth is not the same. So I always try to separate the two. Yes, no Doug Zone's a part of me, but this is what Clarence is about. So when you meet me, you won't get it twisted. Nah, man, this ain't the same dude on YouTube. The fuck? You actually ready? Right. I'm live when you see me. And I like to have the same conversations with people. Rather be boxing or whatever. You asked me how I got my channel started. Like I just explained to y'all yesterday, what it meant, what No Doug Zone represents. Like yesterday, if y'all were here yesterday morning when I was talking to Coach Sifu and I was saying that there's certain conversations that you have to duck and avoid. Well, you're not ducking it, but you have to avoid because certain conversations can't be brought to social media. And you're not ducking it, but because freedom of speech is not freedom of speech, you do have to be careful about what you say. Because if you're not, you'll be removed. So believe me, I like to talk about all topics, but I would never want to bring something up and to hear this, I get hit in my email by YouTube because something was too sensitive. Because when they tell you to go, respect the guidelines and all that, that's, yeah, you can basically say whatever you want. Just keep it. So I'm like, okay. I find ways to say stuff without it being too harsh, but it's going to come off harsh anyway. But most importantly, I would never want to do anything to put my channel, put my brand, because I don't need no channel to have a brand. My brand will be my brand, whether I'm on social media or not. When I leave here, my brand stays with me. But I never want to do anything to put it in jeopardy because there's somebody out there eventually who's going to look at me and they're going to want to do business with me. But doing business with me doesn't mean I'm going to change who I am. Some people think that they could just throw a couple numbers at you, take you under their wings, and then try to make you change who you are. Well, you ain't got to do this, but do it this way. No, I'm staying the way I am. I'm staying the way I am. But I also will never want to do anything to put it in jeopardy. We can't put what we say we love in jeopardy. Because, sometimes people will go, hey, why don't you talk about this? That would be great for your show. Why the fuck would I talk about that? You can't tell me what'll be great for my show. Might be great for yours. Just because a story sounds juicy, that doesn't mean it's great to go. And this is another thing y'all got to stop doing. Because a story sounds juicy, I could go up there and I could go talk about it. Some stories you just got to be like, nah, I'm not touching that. Well, why not? I'm not touching it. It's not a great story. We don't know the truth to it. We only going by what we heard. Because there's always three sides to a story. So if you never really heard me cover something, or you don't really hear me, I have no give a fucks about it, it's because I'm not interested. And I don't know. If I don't know something, I can't jump on here and talk like I do. And one of y'all go on here, well, Clarence, do you even know what happened? No. Like when I spoke about the Crawford situation, I was only speaking from experience of seeing what our brothers have went through in this country with that. But other than that, I wasn't there when before the camera started rolling. So yeah, I don't know what happened. That's why I never went back to talking about that. I just wanted to speak about what we have went through in this country and how Crawford, we could have easily went from celebrating him at a parade to prepare for his funeral. That's all I was speaking about. And rather, if he was a fighter or not, he could have been a regular Joe in the street. It would have been the same thing. So listen, when people say you got to do something that brings views, I go, no, I don't. Yeah, YouTube will tell you that. Yeah, you got to bring something that videos that people will like. I don't have to do nothing but be me. That's all I got to do. It will be up to y'all to decide as viewers if we like what he's talking about or not. Because one thing I'm not going to do is to have to sit up and or wait for something or see what somebody else is talking about on their channel and go, you know what? I'm gonna go over there and take a little bit of whatever he's saying and then come back to my show and remix it. I'm not doing it. Well, you don't care about getting monetized. I never. Hey, listen, if it happens, it happens. If it's meant for it to happen, it'll happen. I'm not breaking my neck though, and I'm sure not gonna be digging in the garbage can for stories. And I'm sure not looking up in the sky waiting for something to fall out so I could go, oh, I gotta catch this. I gotta catch it and I gotta bring it to my viewers. They would love to hear it. I'm not doing that shit, man. Y'all got me messed up. This is why this is called the No Doug Zone. Do y'all understand this shit? Sometimes none of this shit makes sense. We have to come up with some type of solution in this country, in this world, in our communities. Because we are living in a time where everybody's just selling out. Everybody's selling out. And you're not going to tell me that's the way of the world. That ain't the way of my world. That's the way of y'all world. Tell me one thing you see me do on here to sell out. It ain't going to happen. You can't come to me and buy no Doug Zone. Well, we give you 500,000, man. Get the fuck out of here. Well, we'll give you 1 million, man. You can keep all that. It's not negotiable. You can't buy me. And you can't get rid of me. Because I'm an independent. This is independent. That's the great thing about being independent, y'all. Knowing that independent doesn't. It's not like you're the most untouchable person in the world, but it feels good to be independent. It feels damn good, and I think that's what a lot of people are afraid of. A lot of people are afraid of being independent because they'll tell you being independent is too much work. I go shit. Well, you work now, and the place you work for is too much damn work. Some of y'all are confusing. Y'all say the independent is too much, but then working for somebody's better. I mean, if it works for you, go ahead. No, I don't never knock nobody for what they do in life because I have no right to do that. I would never do that. Um, I just want people to see the bigger picture. You know, if I had it right now, you guys will probably be I don't want to say that now because that might be going too far. I don't want to say you guys will be working for me, but working with me. Because the thing is not for somebody, it's not for you to work for somebody, but to work with them. But that's things I be thinking about. Like, yo, how can I get where I need to be where I could put my other brothers and sisters in position? Like, the great thing about being a boss is when you can put other people in positions to be a boss. That's what I want to do. Put other people in position to be a boss where they could go help. Because that's how it's supposed to go. That's how technically that's how it's supposed to go. You put other people in position so they could be a boss. I would love to see. I would love to send people's kids off to college. Um, put them in the best high schools, best middle schools. Not by me giving them the money, because a lot of people are paying for people kids to go to. That's cool if they working for it, but that's what I want to do. Put them in a position where they could put the next person in position. Their kids could start making money. Not because, oh, I went to No Doug Zone and I had a problem and he gave me $5,000. I'm not gonna be that person. And I appreciate everybody too in here. Good morning to everybody in here, man. Good morning to all y'all. Happy Throwback Thursday. We'll be back at 6:05. Yesterday, I canceled because I was going out. I didn't know what time I was leaving. I was supposed to have been here 6:05 to talk about Bam Bam Rodriguez, but when I found out we was going out, it kind of like, So I'm sorry about that, y'all. We'll get to Bam Bam at some point, but that's what I would like to do. Put myself in a position where I can help everybody, and that takes time. So when I'm sitting around and I'm thinking, a lot of that is what I'm thinking about. I think about a lot of that when I'm sitting around, and I go, one day I'm going to shake up the world with No Doug Zone because yeah, it'll be a black owned company, but I'm not gonna be one of these dudes like, these people that try to get you to vote for them and they telling you a whole bunch of bullshit and they're telling you why you should vote for them. And then soon as they get in, because you thinking they're gonna do the right thing, and they go do the total opposite of what they told y'all they was gonna do. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'll be a black owned, No Doug Zone will be a black owned business. So if I'm telling y'all, forget telling y'all what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show you. Because there's too many of our people who just talk and you think they're for the hood, you think they're for the community, and they be full of shit. Because it's easy for them to smile in front of the camera and tell you this, but when that camera's off, we don't know what they're saying about us. Oh man, I gotta go to the hood. I gotta shake hands with these ninjas and these black babies. Damn, and then you like, wait a minute, man, but you come from this. Yeah, man, but I moved out the hood years ago. I gotta go shake hands with these ninjas and these black babies, and I gotta see these crackheads and these gangsters and all right, man. I'll go put on a smile for a little while and then I'll tell them why they should vote for me. I'll tell them what I could do for them. Then respectfully after this, let's get the hell out of here. This is what we deal with. This is what we deal with. But I tell you that I'm not trying to be that. I'm not trying to be that. And I'm not trying to make it just a New York thing. It's about going all over the world, state to state, and helping out everybody. For the name No Duck Zone to not just be a local New York name, but to be on the East Coast, the West Coast, the Midwest, the Dirty South, to be all over, to build, to create opportunities. Because, like I said, it's gotta suck when you feel like you living in this country and you're not getting an opportunity and nobody's giving you a chance. That's got to be the worst feeling in the world where you want to go to family and ask them, could you hold a couple dollars? But then the whispers and the sneak dissing or the pillow talking starts happening behind your back and it be your own people. So you start to think, what am I going to do? It has to be the most disgusting feeling in the world. Some of y'all don't know what it feels like to be, some of you might, to be married and not being able to provide the way you want to. You can't do for your your wife the way you want to, or ladies, you might not be able to do for your husband. But we really look at it like that because the man's supposed to be head of the household. So when we can't do what it is that we want to do, um, it pretty much sucks. But you got to keep going. You can't. It's something that you can't walk away from because uh, you trust in God and you'll get to where you need to be. Why are you telling us all this? Well, if I'm not going to share it with my family, my people, the people who decided to come over here, subscribe to me, and watch me, if I don't tell y'all, who else do I tell? Well, you can always talk to family, yeah, but you guys are family. So I'm going to talk to you about it. And I will continue to do that. And I would like other people to come also to it to express how they feel. Don't ever feel like I can't come over here and talk about it. Who the hell is going to listen to me? I don't want to come and disturb this guy's show with how I feel and his viewers might. I ain't worried about the viewers want to run off. They can run off. That's why they have more than one channel, so you can go to different channels. But if somebody's ever feeling like that, hey, we talk about it over here. Morning chop ups, that's what we do. We talk about stuff like that over here. And it's not always bad. And this is not bad. It's just part of life. We laugh over here, we joke over here, but there's going to be some things that needs to be talked about. I'd rather you talk about it than to crash out. I don't want to see nobody crash out. Jesus Christ, that would be the last thing I would want to see. Because sometimes crashing out, there's no coming back from it. So that's why I will continue to have these conversations with y'all. Nobody needs to crash out. We all can have our moment, but no crashing out, no giving up, no, no letting depression and any of that get to you. Because like I tell you, as long as you keep God first, you'll be okay. It gets frustrating, but we'll get through it. We are strong people, all of us. We'll get by it. I got to get up out of here, y'all. I would love to talk to y'all for another hour. I really would, but it's Thursday. I have to get ready for later on show. I got to put that together. I hope I was some kind of help to you guys. I hope I didn't go off too much because I started off with not having patience with eating and all that. But this is the morning chop up. We get into different things. I try not to stay on the same subject for 30 minutes. So, we like to move around. And sometimes that's how my mind just goes all out. But I hope I didn't throw anybody off. But I appreciate y'all. I love y'all for always coming and just listening to me, even if you don't make a comment. It's cool. Just to know that y'all listening, I appreciate y'all. I really, really appreciate you. And I'm going to tell y'all every day to the day I can't do it anymore that I appreciate y'all and I love y'all. I hope you guys are okay. I hope your families are safe. I hope you guys have safe travels today, wherever you are going, man. Please, because there's no guarantee you'll make it home just because you walked out the door. So be aware of your surroundings. Continue to protect your space and your peace, and be aware of your surroundings. I love y'all. I'll see y'all later on at 6:05 where we will be talking about Ernie Shavers, right? We're going to have some boxing talk, right? So make sure you like, share, and subscribe. You know what it is. It's the No Doug Zone podcast. Let's go.